Welcome everyone. Today we have a Necromancer guide for Season 2 for Diablo 4. As you guys can see behind me, I have made myself a little bit of cheat sheet for Season 2 just to prepare for different build for the Necromancer. You can see here I have listed a number of the key build for the Necromancer and some of the items that will be interesting in farming and also collecting in the game. So I have divided this into several categories in terms of the skills, the core skills or the theme of the build, and also in terms of the legendary aspects I want to be looking for, in terms of the unique items I'm looking for, and also the farmable codex from different dungeons. Now this video will be broken down into a few parts again, so I try to go through this with you guys, and you can see I have gotten a lot of links to different builds to prepare for the Necromancer. Similarly over here, I have highlighted some of the unique items I want to be farming on different bosses, and we'll go through this part as well on the second part of the video. So coming over to our notes. You can see that the notes itself, the Excel, I'll be able to share this with you guys in a shared Excel doc, and this is a very basic one. Basically, I just named the name of the aspects, like the aspects of the explosive mist and what it does. So basically this legendary aspects allows us to trigger corpse explosion with casting the blood mist, and this is just a summarized form for myself. So I thought this will be useful for everyone who plans to play Necromancer, and if you're a veteran Necromancer player, this might not be as helpful, but there are some nice reminders over here. So right away, I have 5 different builds here, and notice that some of the legendary aspects or the unique items are highlighted. This means that upon getting those special items, it is possible for my build to start working. Now the more legendary aspects you get and also the more farmable codex you get, you can combine those into different builds. But for each of those builds, there are some themed or specialized or focused legendary aspects you might want to be able to find, and this will make your build stronger. Now over here you guys can see I have broken down the builds into the corpse explosion, the Infini Mist, the blood surge build with tons of AoE and also making use of the minions that also triggers the blood surge. And also a minions build that requires no unique items. And after that, we also have the classic bone spear build with the ossified essence. And finally, I'm looking into an overpower build with Bloodlance. So together with all 5 of this build, if you're planning to start leveling with any of the build you want to look for is the one that does not have a big need for legendary aspects. And what I recommend is we can go into the blood surge build or maybe a minion build at the start of the game, because those 2 builds doesn't require any legendary aspects. But the moment you get a really nice legendary aspects like the explosive mist or the splinter aspects for the bone spear, you can then transition into those builds. So in terms of the use for this itself, the first thing you can use this is you can kind of path your way into leveling from early game to mid game to the end game, depending how much of the kind of, the helpful aspects and also unique items you have found along the way. And the more you have found for a particular build, the more you can move into that build. And in case you guys are wondering, I will be providing you guys with the links I have found for now as a reference, and later on I will be making my own build on Mobalytics. So this will help you guys to go through the builds and also the legendaries and also the seasonal theme with the vampire powers. Some of those vampire powers will focus on reducing cooldowns, other ones will focus on dealing more damage. And similarly, some of the other vampiric powers will be combined with the unique item that provide us with more damage and also more resource upon getting unstoppable. So what I'm saying is going to be the metamorphosis, and this provides us with unstoppable, and this in return gives us more damage and also more resource. So coming over to the second part of using this particular guide, you can see that I have highlighted a number of the unique items that can help empower the build. Now of course you can have the uber unique items like the Harlequin's Crest or the Shackle, but that's out of the picture for now, right? Because we're not farming the unique items, the uber unique yet. But you can see I have highlighted some of the unique items that can be helpful for your build. And in order to help you guys a little further, because some of those unique items will have a different weighting. So what I mean by that is, let me type in Black River. So if we have a look at Black River is a weighting of 400,000. This means this particular item will only drop in tier 4 or world 4 level difficulty. So similarly, if we have a look at different item that has 800,000 weighting, so I'll find an example for you guys, maybe the Deathless Visage. This item will start to drop with World 3 difficulty. So there will be a difference between when and also how you can get those unique items. So in order to help you guys a little bit, I have highlighted some of the unique items I'm looking for the Necromancer for Season 2 from those bosses. So here you can see some of the highlights of those items that is available from those bosses. And yes, I have only highlighted the Necromancer, but if you guys want, you can do something similar for your own class. If you're not playing Necromancer, I don't know how come you're watching this video, right? I just realized. But yes, I have highlighted over here. You can see that for the Necromancer, if I go for the Beast in the Eyes, I can go for Howl from Below and also Death Speaker Pendant and also Mother's Embrace. And similarly for Duriel, yes, I want everything with Duriel, but mostly what I want is the Black River, the Blood Moon Breaches, and also the Tablet's Wheel. And then any of the Uber Uniques will be really good for Duriel. So similar to getting any of the droppable legendary aspects and then following a build, here I'm looking for any of the droppable unique items. And keep in mind guys, some of them only drop in World 3, some of them only drops in World 4 difficulty, some of them will drop after World 3 difficulty. So there is a difference. In case you guys are wondering the droppable difference, any of the item that is weighted 800,000, any unique items over here, they will drop at World 3 difficulty. The Blood Artisan, the Deathless Visage, the Howl from Below, and also finally the Bloodless Scream. Those are the 4 items that will start to drop in World 3 difficulty for the Necromancer class. And yes, the more unique items I get for a particular build, then it allows me to follow into that particular build. And I'll have all the links available for you guys. So this way, if you get yourself, enough of the good items for a particular build, then you can go through that. Now, I think I mentioned earlier, because I was thinking about leveling, and for me leveling, I'll probably go with Blood Surge and also minions at the start. So any of those can work, because just early levels, I will just use whatever legendaries I get. And later in the game, if I get the crucial piece for the Corpse Explosion or the Bone Spear Necromancer, I can transition into those. And finally, as I clear my dungeons and as I level up, there will be some dungeons I'll be on the lookout for. And those dungeons will be related, I will be looking for maybe they have a Tree of Whisper, 5 of the Whisper's reward. And when that happens, I'll combine in clearing those dungeons to provide myself with more resource, more Tree of Whisper reward, and also unlocking those crucial legendary codexes. Now, because some of those codex will be overlapping, for example, most of the build can make use of the Ghost Worker or the Wind Striker, and most of the build can use the aspect of the Might or Disobedience. So here, this is the case for the Bone Spear build. It can make use of those colored ones. So those are the generic ones for most of the things that's needed for the Necromancer. Other than that, you can see some of the other farmable codex from different dungeons for different build. And those will become available as you go for those, codex and also aspects as you farm those by unlocking those dungeons. So let me give you guys an example for the Blight aspects. If you're looking for this one, what you do is come over to the Diablo 4 builder, type in Blight, and there is a few of them. I probably should go in more details. So here is the aspect of Blighted aspect. It is the Shadow Key passive, and this one can be farmable in the Aken's Grasp dungeon in Howitzer. I can't pronounce the names. So this gives you a reference of where to farm those items, and this kind of allows you to focus on the build. So after you have gotten enough legendary aspects droppable, after you've gotten a few of the unique items for the build, then you can go ahead and also farm those legendary codex from the dungeons. Now notice that some of the farmable codex available in the dungeons can also become a crucial part of the build. For the Blood Surge and also for the Minions build. Let's use 2 of the examples over here. So for the Bloodbath build, what we have is, let's come over to, there's so many of them, right? So let's see if I can remember this one correctly. So if you come over to this guide from Necro, you can see that Blood Surge Nova's echoes again after shot delay, dealing a reduced damage. And depends on where you place the legendary aspects, this will scale accordingly, right? So here, what we're looking at is, for the Blood Surge build, you can be going for the particular dungeon. So let's come over to the dungeons. So I'll type in the dungeon and nope. Is there gonna be a tag in between? So make sure you type the exact name. So here notice that this actual legendary effect is called the Bloodbath Amulet. So what we're searching is going to be the keyword Bloodbath. And here you can see, if we come over here, you can see that this particular legendary aspects can be farmable from Hot Frost Demise, the dungeon in Fractured Peaks. So in these regards, if you're planning to start the Blood Surge build or the Minion build with reanimation aspects, which allows your skeletons to do more damage when they are alive. And you can also farm the Unyielding Commander, which allows you the Army of the Dead to have bonuses with attack speed and also damage reduction. So those two starting build allows you to farm some of the crucial aspects that is available in the Codex to start off your build. So if you're unlucky with getting any of the legendaries, you can still go ahead with those build with the initial startup with some of the farmable codexes. Now I'll be sharing this particular Excel with you guys, and yes, do keep in mind guys, I just made this one as a little cheat sheet. It's not that well made. I was thinking about linking each of those and making them better, but I'm a little bit out of time making a few more videos than I thought. So let me know what you guys think about those 5 builds for the Necromancer. I have also looked into other builds like the Shadow Golem Monster over here from Crypt, which allows us to go over a Summons build, but I don't think he'll be that massive of a matter. So I think the 5 best build I want to try for the Necromancer will be those 5 build. And let me know in the comments guys, which one would you be interested in and how would you plan to go with the Necromancer for Season 2. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates, and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4.